Officers have pulled aside a Japanese national arriving from the Philippines after a few details about his trip caught their attention.
It's a very short stay and he's obtained his ticketing and visa at very short notice. All we want to do is make sure he's a legitimate traveller today to Australia.
The man speaks very little English, so Officer Levi searches his belongings for clues as to why he is here.
Check out these, Norfolk Island. Do you want to go to Norfolk Island? Why do you have information that you would use Norfolk Island? Sorry. I'm sorry. But this brochure is in English.
No.
Your card is in English.
Oh,
You said that you understood this and you understand that. So why do you have information about entering Australia via Norfolk Island?
Getting nowhere, Officer Levi continues his search and locates packets of cigarettes well in excess of the 25 sticks the man is allowed to carry.
We've located approximately a carton of cigarettes, about 10 packets. Just make sure there's no more in there. On his card, however, today it's about the declaration. If he's failed to declare his excesses in dutiable items, alcohol and cigarettes, there may be other items that we'll locate.
It's not long before Officer Levi's fears are confirmed, as an item is immediately located in his suitcase that raises serious questions about this passenger.
Whose passport is this? This you? What do you have to? Who's this? Why do you have someone else's passport?
Many passengers arriving from foreign countries bring their favourite foods with them, but often these items pose a serious biosecurity risk to Australia, and they must be declared.
Homemade pork, yes.
Today in Sydney, this young woman returning from China has ticked no to everything on her passenger card, but officers want to take a look in her luggage.
Do you speak English? Chinese? Okay. 我想现在问你几个问题好吗？
The woman is asked in Mandarin if her declaration is true and correct, and her answer is one that officers hear frequently.
父母有帮你吗？我妈妈帮我打包。你知道里面是什么吗？ She said she doesn't know what's in this blue one because her mom helped her pack the bag.
This response raises Officer Rena's suspicions.
It's one of the excuses people give us all the time. So I didn't know it was in the bag, or someone else packed the bag for us.
And it's not long before her fears are realized.
We've got Chinese dates here with seeds inside. 这个里面有核的，是
The
违禁
seeds
的，你
could
要有
carry
进口许可
disease
才可以
and
带
are。not allowed into Australia.
And we got beef floss. It's a meat product. 麻烦你读一下第6个问
Meat
题。
products from China can carry foot-and-mouth disease, so they are a very high-risk item.
I asked her why didn't she declare all these. She said these are packaged, so she thinks it's fine.
The passenger shows no concern about the restricted items.
I don't think she takes it really seriously.
But that may be about to change, as the next high-risk item can incur severe penalties. Border Force officers at the Sydney International Mail Centre routinely examine parcels, looking for any illegal drugs or contraband that people try to smuggle into the country. And today, Officer Carly spots something unusual in a consignment of phone chargers.
Megan, come have a look at this one. This parcel's from Malaysia. It says that it's phone accessories. It's declared as phone accessories. So if you see these individual little electronic products, if we zoom in even more, so you can see the blue is the little metal part where it would plug into the wall. The plastic orange outline looks like some sort of plastic casing, and it's the green chunk inside the plastic casing. There's something
just inside there.
There's a blob in there, isn't it? It looks like it's in all of them though. So it could be maybe insulation or something that's meant to be there. So we might feed it back through the X-ray from a different angle.
Yeah, no worries.
And see if we can get a clearer image. There we go.
A second X-ray may help identify the unusual substance.
Side on's all right?
Yeah.
That may or may not be a legitimate part of the consignment. But the new image only gives officers more cause for concern.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't expect to see that in phone chargers.
No.
But it's in all of them, so maybe it's meant to be there. But I think we better take
Have
it
a closer look, yeah.
unpack it. Yeah. Originally we put the parcel through just laying flat. This time we've put it back through on its side, which will change the X-ray image slightly. But the top view image, it looks like there's some inconsistency in the phone charges, but it's in all of them. So we'll just take it over to our secondary examination, take them all out and just have a closer look. So we brought this parcel over for a secondary examination. An Australia Post employee has cut the parcel open for us. It's phone charges, it's what we thought. What we found is a large amount of electronic mobile phone wall charges. There's a lot of them. Maybe it looks like it's about 200 phone charges.
On face value, the charges appear to be authentic.
Yeah, at least that makes the declaration seem a bit more genuine.
But on closer inspection, things start to unravel.
Chinese plug, though.
Yeah, they do, Chinese plug. Wouldn't you expect those plugs to be an Australian plug?
You would, wouldn't you? The cord is actually coming out of the tail. That one looks like it's not even sealed properly.
Okay, I think we need to get some tools and break some of these open.
The dodgy charges aren't difficult to dismantle.
You can see some sort of foil bag or something in there. There we go.
But what's inside will do more than just power up a phone. This non-declarant passenger returning to Australia to study has been caught with Chinese dates and beef floss in her suitcase. But it's what Biosecurity Officer Rena has just uncovered that is really causing alarm.
Got salted duck eggs. It's high-risk items because we don't know if this carries avian influenza. So it can have disease inside.
All
So it's like
20 eggs are preserved.
It's like 20.
But if even one carries Newcastle disease or bird flu, it could have a devastating effect on our poultry industry.
Yeah, one egg can make a big destruction. 你有仔细读吗？
The woman initially claimed her mum packed her bag, and she didn't know the contents. But when questioned again, she changes her story.
这个我知道，谁鸭蛋？
Yeah, she knows the salted duck eggs were in her bag.
With this admission,
然后这些
Officer
蛋
Rena
呢也是不
informs
可
the
以带
passenger
的，
that
你
she
这
may
些要
receive
这些要有
a
进口许可才可
$420
以。
fine.
像肉制品的话，你要在罐头里面才可以带。
And
像
her
这种真
reaction
空包
is
装的
immediate.
它是不可以。I think she's crying now. She realized she's actually in trouble.
Need to get some tools and break some of these open.
In Sydney, Border Force officers are dissecting one of hundreds of phone charges
There we go.
to investigate a possible concealment.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, that's not meant to be there.
No, most
Okay.
definitely not.
Let's try to get that out. We found sort of a small concealment wrapped in a black electrical tape.
Certainly a tight fit. It's heat sealed. There we go.
We've got some carbon paper as well and aluminium foil. So we're just going to unwrap that and see what we've got. There we go. So whatever this substance is, they've gone to a fair bit of trouble to hide it. It's a fairly intricate concealment as well. There's nearly 200 phone charges in there. So they've done their best to hide it. I think it's funny that people still think that aluminium foil distorts an X-ray image. It doesn't work. Yeah, they think they can get it through, but we have the technology to find it. So we've cut the plastic bag open that has the crystalline substance in it.
Officers suspect the crystals will test positive for methamphetamine,
Since it's quite chunky.
so they conduct a nick test to make sure.
So this test has 3 vials. So when we crack that last vial, we're looking for a fairly explosive blue colour change, and that will tell us that the substance is methamphetamine. So that's a presumptive positive test result for methamphetamine, or commonly known as ice. And so we see a lot of methamphetamine from around the world. We're seeing methamphetamine come from places we've never seen it before. So it's coming from everywhere.
A Japanese national arriving from the Philippines claims he is here for business, but during a search of his luggage, Border Force officers have made an alarming discovery.
Who's this? Why do you have someone else's passport? We've located a Japanese passport for a foreign national, a female, and at this stage we'd just like to determine exactly who is the owner of that passport, if it's been reported anywhere worldwide as being lost or stolen, and why the passenger is in possession of someone else's passport today. You should not have someone else's passport.
It is highly unusual to carry another person's passport, so the document is taken for further investigation.
We're taking the passport up to my colleagues in border clearance, and they have access to systems there where they can check worldwide if the passport's been reported lost or stolen.
While the document is examined, Officer Levi continues his efforts to try and work out why the man is here.
Here we go. Let's get some answers.
He locates some pamphlets and paperwork that may provide a clue.
Do you sell apartment property? Apartment property? For you to buy, or do you sell? Do you sell property around the world? Apartment. You keep it all, don't you? Stubs, food vouchers. There's a lot of business documents and a lot of items that we would find regularly on your travelling salesman type.
He may be here on business, but why he's carrying a woman's passport remains a mystery.
We need to really have a reason for why this traveller is in possession of another person's passport. Do they have their authority? Where is this person? And why do they have it? That's what we've got to get to the bottom of today.
这么多年，你应该一定要遵守当地的法律
This
嘛。
emotional
你不想有什么麻
21-year-old
烦，对不对？
student has admitted that she knew she was carrying high-risk dates, meat products, and eggs in her luggage.
I asked the passenger why she brings all these duck eggs, because you can purchase them in Australia. And she said it's cheaper and tastes better from hometown.
It's no excuse, and Biosecurity Officer Rena informs the
我就跟你说
passenger
一下，今
that
天
she
因为你
will
带了
be
很多违禁的
receiving
东
the
西，而且你没有
maximum
申报，所以今天要罚款
$420
420
fine.
澳币。She's receiving an infringement today because all the food we found here, they're high-risk stuff. We can't release them.
Her restricted food will be confiscated, and there's no avoiding the fine.
No crying will help them. I think today is a lesson for her, a hard lesson. She learned in the hard way.
There is almost 5 kilograms of restricted food that will now be destroyed.
I don't think she will do it again. I think she's genuinely upset.
At the Sydney Mail Centre, officers Shane and Victor are routinely X-raying packages when they come across a suspicious item sent from Hong Kong.
Shane, look at the X-ray image.
Yeah.
You know, this contains food.
The parcel is marked as food items, but Victor notices a discrepancy.
That's not food. Or
Absolutely something to
biscuits.
look at, yeah. Definitely
These
have
are
another look at that.
Concealing, yeah.
So officers decide to investigate.
Victor's located the package on the X-ray, just with some anomalies on the screen, so we're just going to have another look, see what's in there.
Inside is an assortment of professionally packaged food items, which seem to be legitimate.
Is that okay? Okay. It's okay.
Until Victor discovers a snack
The chips.
that doesn't feel very appetizing.
Yeah, I feel different. There's another substance there.
In feeling the packets of chips, you're looking for a chip to crunch or crack, be fragile.
Yeah, it's harder than the chips. So I think there is a concealing in this form.
On feeling the packet, there's definitely something that Victor's found that doesn't feel like chips inside the packet.
And also, we have to X-ray this one just in case.
From this point, we'll X-ray the items individually to see which packages do show inconsistencies, and then we'll open them up and examine them further.
The individual X-rays will allow officers to narrow down which parcels will need opening.
Definitely see the differences in that.
Yeah, the 4 packages of chips.
There's nothing you can see in these ones, but yeah, definitely something in those ones. So now we'll take the individual packages that we've determined are the ones we want to look at. We'll open them up. As before, we'll see what Victor might have been feeling other than chips. Pick a couple of them, open them up and we'll have a look.
When officers open the individual packets of snacks,
Let's see what we found.
it's clear that what's inside is definitely unsavoury. Border Force officers are now sure this Japanese man has come to Sydney to conduct business as he claims. But Border Clearance is still investigating the woman's passport they found in his luggage.
So, not lost or stolen in Australia. What about the rest of the world? That's a negative on that as well. Okay.
It's a genuine passport, but the Japanese woman in the picture has never travelled to Australia. So, using a translation program, officers have one last attempt at identifying who she is.
No, not your wife. It's not his wife.
Then, finally, a breakthrough.
Staff.
They're similar stamps.
Yeah, they are. So the trouble together is she's staff, but I'm just wondering where is she? Where's she? Malaysia?
No, Japan.
Japan. She's in Japan.
Japan.
Why you have this?
Why?
Why? We've been able to establish that the passport is the possession of one of his staff members. It appears that he had it in his possession, as a lot of companies do if they're the head or a senior person for the company. Just on the basis of logistics, they'll hold the passports as they're always coming through as a group, and it saves you any hiccups if someone loses a travel document. Okay, we're going to let you go.
With the mystery solved, the passport is returned to the passenger, and once the duty on his excess cigarettes is paid, he is free to leave.
So we've assessed his bona fides. We can see that he's a legitimate traveller to Australia. He's here to conduct business. With the passport, we're satisfied that it's an oversight on the passport owner's behalf and on his as being the responsible party for the passport while holding it, and we're happy to allow him to return it to the owner when he gets back to Japan.
Open them up and we'll have a look.
At the Sydney Mail Centre, officers are investigating what appears to be packets of chips from China.
There you go.
It's not chips.
Oh, there is another plastic bag inside, containing a crystalline substance.
Oh yeah, lovely. Definitely not chips.
It's not chips, but white crystals.
Yes, definitely.
So the nick test shows positive for illegal drugs.
Oh yeah, look at that. Definitely methamphetamine, yeah. That's good.
This is good result.
Yeah, it's a pretty good find. They've gone to the effort of unsealing chips, taking the chips out, putting the narcotics in, resealing the bags with the air, so they pressurised the bags to make it look as realistic as possible. Putting it in the box with other food items to disguise it. It's actually a very good find by Victor.